Why did that stop? Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stadium Rant proudly presents to you, although a little bit early, the most electrifying wrestling show in the world. We are your hosts. I'm the Bake Show, Shake and Bake. That's the Nard Dog, Bernard Green, down over there, very far away from me this evening. Usually we're nice, tight, columnized together. Me and Nard Dog lock it down. That's okay, though. We got guests. It's fun. We got the Professor, Nicholas Mullick. We got King Will down below. We're locking it down. We're columnized this week, but let's lock it down. And then you see some new faces. Maybe they're not new. Maybe you know them. I hope you do. If you don't, you do now. Sarah Marshall and Patty Pitts. Oh, man. Welcome to the show, folks. How we feeling, everybody? Guess first, gentlemen. You know I love you guys. I know I got to know how you're doing. That's how I start every show. But guess first. How we doing, folks?
Sarah, how we doing? Ladies first.
Doing good. Ready. So ready for the Rumble, honestly.
So ready for the Rumble. We just had our own show, talking our own predictions. That's where I was before I hopped in here, too, and even cutting those clips so we can get it up on our YouTube channel, No Nights Off. And I had to bring the title belt on the show. I usually keep it up there, but I had to bring it on to show the peeps who may not be familiar with my game. And, so you can give a little spin there. So there you go.
Patty knows ball. That's how we start in the show. Patty knows ball. That's the Spinner U.S. title. And if you think it's ugly, you just weren't there. You'll never understand fully. That's my superhero. That's my boy, John Cena. We will talk about him a little bit later in the show. Listen, we got a whole lot going on here tonight. A whole lot going on. The Royal Rumble's coming up. We're going to save that for last. Triple H got some unexpected news this week. Jordan Grace, not so unexpected news came after we went off the air last week. So little new to our show, the news on her. Maybe there's some surprises going down in the Rumble. And there's some truth being spit by one Asuka, and Bernard's going to peel back the curtain, little green room segment from her, and respect boundaries, ladies and gentlemen, is all I'm going to say about that. Not to spoil nothing, but let's just start this thing off properly, folks. Let's start it off what I think is probably the biggest piece of news this week. Triple H, Paul Levesque, inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, solo, by himself. He was already in there with DX. This is for his own career as a professional wrestler. Well-deserved. Undertaker said it was long past overdue. I get why he wasn't. I feel like maybe you could have waited, but why not now? I get it. Well-deserved. One of the greatest of all time. Definitely on my Mount Rushmore. Some people may not put him on there, but what he's done in and out of the ring, he will forever and always be on mine. Congratulations to Triple H. Finally in the Hall of Fame. He will be headlining the class of 2025. And let's kick it off. Patty, how do you feel about it?
It's exactly what the Undertaker said. It's long overdue. A lot of people are claiming or playing the card that, he's in power now. He's inducting himself in. Obviously, that's not the case. It's an extensive process, whatnot. And, it's Las Vegas hosting WrestleMania. You need to headline everything with a big name, and Triple H is the big name. It makes sense for this era, too. It's long overdue. He's going in. All right, it's his time. Now who's going to follow him? It feels like it's the real beginning of a new era.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. He also said, if you see Nick Khan flying off the top of the building, just ignore it, please. He was not
embarrassed as hell, dude. He did not want that spotlight.
I've seen those rumors, and people are like, oh, he inducted himself. He hated that. Ever since he stopped wrestling, he has not liked to be in the spotlight. And time again, he's like, okay, I did my thing because people like me. I get it. I'm part of it. People want to see me. But after I do my thing, I'm off. That's it. It's not about me. It's about everybody else. And he was like, kind of like he's like, it shouldn't have been me. It should have been, which is awesome. But Sarah, how'd you feel?
Well, we talked about this earlier, and the counter argument that I have to those people is if it's not now, then when?
Sure, right.
The whole thing about, oh, well, he's in power now, he's putting himself in the Hall of Fame. Would it matter if he did it now or in 5 years from now when he's still in power? Like, nothing's changing. And he's actually one of the few that it's been a few years since he actually had to hang it up. Like, he can't wrestle anymore. And so it's like, well, it's been 3-4 years at this point. Like, why not now? I think it's just, I don't know. I don't know what this beef is with Triple H. I don't know if this was something coming from like when he was a wrestler that people just don't want to acknowledge that, or if it's because he's in charge that they don't want to acknowledge it. But I say better to do it now because he had a Hall of Fame career. So
absolutely. And I think it's like, why not? Right. I couldn't said it better myself. Literally, why not now? Like, you can't think of a better reason. And this is something Nicholas has said, and I'll toss it to him after. There's been a problem with not doing these type of things when people are alive. And Triple H has documented heart issues. Not saying anything is currently wrong with him, but with heart issues, you never know. You never know. Okay? And absolutely, give it to him while he's alive. Professor, take it away, pal.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Triple H almost died. I think it was 3 years ago, if I remember. I don't know. I lost track. I mean, it's been crazy. Like,
got some technical difficulties for the professor.
Hello?
Hey, why don't you try leaving and then rejoining?
Yeah,
if that helps, because you got some connection issues.
Yeah.
So, Will,
continued.
Yeah, Will, take it away for now until Professor comes back.
Well, I start my Mount Rushmore with Triple H. Some people might disagree, but obviously he has to be on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
He's the first spot on my Mount Rushmore, the King of Kings, the game. For the longest time in his career, he was the bar. You measured yourself by how you could compete against Triple H. And as far as the argument, he's in power, so he did it. He could have done it 3 years ago when the authority was in power. So to me, that argument holds absolutely no water. Back to the professor.
All right, let me just go ahead and say this now before I blow a gasket because my internet is a piece of garbage. Piece of dookie Hulk Hogan style. But Triple H has had so much issues with his heart lately. And I think one of the reasons Stephanie stepped down was because of Triple H's health issues. And Triple H had the thought in his mind that he didn't know if he was going to see his daughters again with whatever he was going on with him. So I also had a fear that it was going to be too little too late because WWE has had a habit of not inducting these guys when they want to go in. And then when it was their time, up too late, they're gone. Key example, Vader. He wanted to go in and he even got diagnosed by his doctor. They had 18 or 2 years to live. 18 months or 2 years. I don't remember what it was. But, and Psycho Sid too. I mean, that dude should have been in years ago, and yet cancer took him down last year. And I'm glad they did it now before it was too late. But there's one thing I got to say as well. To those that are saying Triple H just only got to the top of the mountain because he was with a relationship with Stephanie McMahon, which is kind of true. They have points, but I still think even if he didn't have a relationship with Stephanie, he still would have a really good career.
Absolutely.
And I think the reason why people go after him is because of the Reign of Terror era, where Triple H played politics to, maintain his spot at the top. That's where I think this was also during the time that was when the Katie Vick stuff happened as well. And a lot of fans hated Triple H after that in WWE, and with good reason, because that storyline was a disgrace. But I'm glad he's in, and those complaining about it, go kick rocks.
Bernard, what do you got, pal?
Yeah, so I agree with all you guys. Triple H, one of the best of all time. He's the Mount Rushmore. 14-time world champion, King of the Ring winner, Royal Rumble winner, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion. I can name it all. The man has done it all. And speaking of Triple H, his new T-shirt, I'm gonna try and get that first thing tomorrow. I don't care about rent. I'm getting it tomorrow. I, I'm getting it to her.
Which
That
type of
shit, that
which type of shirt you getting? The DX one, the blue
no,
blood
the Hall
one,
of
the one
Fame
with
one.
the first gimmick? Oh, the Hall of Fame one.
Yeah, the new one, the new
Ah,
one. Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah, I'm
actually
getting.
really fire. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
screw the rules, play the game Triple H shirt. That's one of my favorite shirts I have. You know what, Bernard? I think this is maybe a good time. Actually, I did want to shout out this comment from JC that talks about like the spotlight and the power thing. If he really wanted to do it like that and take power, he would have done it at WrestleMania 40, which is one of the biggest viewed WrestleManias of all time. I think that'll probably just increase naturally, but I mean that's a really good point. Going
had to take
forward,
the
though,
spotlight again.
what was that?
The Rock took the spotlight by ending the Hall of
He
Fame.
did.
Just saying.
Well, technically, The
so.
Undertaker and John Cena.
No, I'm saying the Hall of Fame. The Hall of
the Hall
Fame
of Fame.
induction.
Oh yeah, because
The Rock ended it.
Yeah, he
He
did
got
end
the
it.
belt.
Yeah,
It was a
and
Hall
that's
of Fame
one-
induction ceremony,
that's
and The
one of
Rock
the
ended up
major-
with a title belt.
That's one of the major.
Not as real as this.
It's one of the major problems with the Hall of Fame last year was that it didn't end with the headline.
Yes.
It did not. They started with Paul Heyman way too soon, and there were fans that actually left after the Paul Heyman thing happened.
I'm not surprised.
Sarah,
It's
you want to
ridiculous.
just talk on that as fans who were there?
Oh yeah,
during the Hall of Fame?
we stayed the whole time.
The
Thank
entire
you.
time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are amazing because I know there were people that left after that.
We
What
were
do you
so
mean?
embarrassed because you knew like the chants, the what chants and whatever were being heard. And it was like, everybody's going to think that everybody in here is okay with this or behaving this way. And we were like, guys, shut up. Like, but you know, you're two people in an arena. So,
Right. What are you gonna do?
yeah, it was disappointing for sure.
Yeah, and shout out to the U.S. Express, Wyndham, and IRS.
That was really cool. That induction was really a special moment.
And it's still I still can't believe Bray Wyatt's no longer with us, and the way they paid tribute to him is amazing. And you can tell IRS will never be the same. He will never ever be. Losing a son has to be, or a child must be the worst pain you could ever deal with.
Oh my god, terrible.
And for that man to go on there, even you could tell he was crying too when they were playing his song and everything. And I watched the Bray Wyatt documentary. It's one of the saddest things in the world. Like, shout out to those two, man. Really shout out to them.
Yeah, I wonder who will end up rounding out the rest of the class. If Triple H is going to head it, it'll be a good one.
You know who I hope gets inducted, and I don't know if they'll induct him yet. I want Brian Pillman Sr. in. I've been begging for that since Lexus King joined. It's time to put Brian Pillman in.
Yeah, listen. We'll see. Plenty more speculation to go around about the Hall of Fame. Bernard, though, we're gonna kick it off to you here, man. We're peeling the curtain back, as Asuka did, very politely, and I think as professionally as she could. And it's not the first time we've seen these type of stories. And it's just some people, and the people that will hear Bernard's message and understand it aren't the people that need to, unfortunately. But if you're listening, please take his word seriously. Like, yes, they're on TV. Yes, you may love them. It may come from a place of love and fandom. That's great. But there's a line, and you gotta be careful to not cross that because they're human beings. Bernard, go ahead, man.
All right, so this is the segment of the green room where I, mix professional wrestling into real life, because that's what professional wrestling is like basically what's stuff that's going on out in the real world. So here we go. As WWE fans, we see, sometimes we see our superstars outside of the ring, whether it's to an airport, grocery store, game store, whatever you may see them. I understand you're excited, and I understand, this could be my only chance, see, your superstar, you see them again in real life. But this kind of, to be honest with you guys and girl, this right here kind of disturbed me a little bit, because I was raised to respect women. And after I finish with this segment, Sarah, I'm gonna toss it to you, ask you questions. So Oscar, long story short, Oscar went on a rant on Twitter, aka X, and she said that she does not appreciate, people coming to her, or male fans coming to her with romantic type vibes, or coming to her with that type of energy, or trying to get personal with her. She's not having that. Number one, she doesn't have time for you. Number two, you're not even her type. Number three, you just it's like, you don't know her like that. You only know her from her YouTube channel and WWE and her times in Japan. And number four, it's like that's disrespect, and that's a turn off to women. So she went on a rant on X, and she said she does not want people. She will reject anybody, with any male figure or female figure, whoever, that if you come to her kind of personally or romantically, she's going to basically cut you off and keep it moving. Plus, she feel in danger to the point where she had to call the police to feel to feel comfortable and to feel safe, um with her surroundings and her well-being. And if I was Oscar or anybody else, I'll feel the same way. This happened to Sonya Deville, like you mentioned Nicholas. With me, you had a conversation with I think sometime today or yesterday, and it happened to Rey Mysterio. Just out of nowhere, it's like, how in the world you know where the guy's going to show up at a certain time, what time, what place? That's kind of scary and creepy, and especially to women. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, short. More to story fans. Like I said, I understand that could be your only shot at meeting WWE fan. How I will approach the situation, if I see Oscar, John Cena, whatever, I'll be like, hey, wave. I will ask them, like, is it okay if I could come shake your hand, get an autograph, take a selfie? That's the proper approach how to come at a WWE superstar or any other celebrity. So more of the story, when you see someone that you like or a fan of, wave at them, trying to get their attention. If not, understand, ask before you approach. And I think that's how you will get the right answer from your superstars and fans. And Sarah, I want to turn it over to you, to the Trouble Queen. Yeah, obviously, you probably agree with me, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask anyway. You are a WWE superstar. Picture yourself in Oscar shoes. You're walking down to the airport. You're about to catch a flight to go to a live event or the Royal Rumble. Next thing you know, you got male figures just coming around, or you're just trying to talk to you, get your number, go on a date, all that kind of type of shit. And it's like, how would you feel in that situation? And would you do the same thing what Oscar would did?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I think, social media plays such a big part in this, because you are able to have access to people 24/7, basically, which is not something that we had 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? So people then mistake that as having some sort of relationship, friendship, whatever. And we know from infamously Alexa Bliss, right, who's had to shut down multiple times fake accounts pretending to be her and getting into romantic relationships. The same thing we saw with Seth Rollins when he was attacked by a fan because he got duped by someone trying to get money.
And that guy had mental health issues too. I think Seth Rollins confirmed that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, you don't know who you're talking to, and then when you're being approached, especially as a woman, you don't know who's approaching you. There's no boundary there. There's nobody there to protect you. And as a woman, you're looking everywhere, no matter where you go. You can't go to the grocery store without being like very aware of your surroundings. And so then if you are somebody that's already in the public eye and like millions of people know who you are, you're going to be even more observant and aware of who is around you, what is happening. So I feel for her, because obviously, as you guys said, like, it was bad enough that she had to take to her biggest platform and it was like, all right, guys, like, cut it out. It's unfortunate because it feels like it doesn't stop. But like I said, it's like the curse of social media. I really think that's what it is. It's one of the biggest cons, is just that availability to people, and they just can't figure out what is like a normal connection to somebody as opposed to like an actual relationship.
So my question is, before I turn it over to somebody else, does WWE superstars, especially female superstars, have to possibly have security around them whenever they go to the airport or to the grocery store or to the other place outside of WWE, knowing that this type of stuff has happened before? Like I said, with Sonya Deville, like you said, Alexa Bliss, Rey Mysterio. I mean, obviously you see Floyd Mayweather doing it. Who else? And other people that have security around them. I think they have like what, 6 to 7 guys deep, following and surrounding them everywhere they go. So my question is, do they have to get to that point where they have to have security with them?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I think, and it's not just nowadays where this is a thing. This has been going on for years. I remember, and I think it was, I think it was 2011. Maurice filed a restraining order over fans that were stalking her, if I remember correctly. This has been a thing that's been going on and on and on. And I'll go ahead and add further to what you said, Sarah. This isn't just the dark, the con of social media. It's the dark side of social media. This is one of the many dark sides of it. And by the way, for those that click on these scams for these money and send money to these people, be aware, be safe, and have some brains, because these people will not contact you. Remember
Never
the
believe the I set up a private page so I could message my fans. I get those on a daily basis on every platform.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's a thing that people, fall for. I had a fake Roman Reigns and his real account and he's going by Roman Reigns, I'm supposed to believe that's him, but people fall for it.
World?
I think the craziest story, you mentioned Alexa Bliss. There was an old guy who kept selling millions upon millions, money. And when the family found out about it, they tried to keep the last 100K away from the guy, but he was apparently suing his son so that he could send the money over to her. It's crazy what these people are going. There's obviously something mental with some of these guys that do it, and there's obviously some people who don't think. Just be aware. Really, be aware. And my thoughts go out to Asuka too. And I guarantee you, she is not the only one in that locker room that feels that way. And I'm terrified to even want to know the other stories that have gone on there. And it's not just in America. It's also internationally as well. They probably get this issue too.
You're right.
If I could.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
The Rumble's going to happen 7 miles from where I'm sitting right now. So it's an exciting time here in Indianapolis. All the content creators, podcast hosts, WrestleCon is here. I don't know if Sarah or Patty are going to be here or not. But there's all kinds of events where you can meet the superstars this weekend. If they're not at one of the events, don't be a creep and follow them from Lucas Oil Stadium back to the hotel or to the bar. If they wanted you to come with them, they would say, hey, we're going to go get a drink. Have fun, enjoy the weekend, but remember, once the camera's off, they're people too. They have their own personal life, and don't stalk them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have to agree with Sarah. I get these DMs all the time. Hey, this is Lyra Valkyrie. I'm glad we can be friends. Man, don't fall for that, people. None of them are going to DM you out of the blue.
No.
No.
What do you think, Pat?
If you want to do a little bit of mild trolling with these people, you can, but don't click anything, don't send anything, don't do anything. But mild trolling is okay with these people.
Taste their own medicine.
It is their own medicine.
What'd you think, Pat?
No, it's just shit's terrible. I'm sorry. To put it bluntly, you shouldn't be doing this at all. I can't believe it has to be said, as someone who is friendly with wrestlers and people in that community, they are just dudes and gals. They're just people at the end of the day who have similar interests outside of wrestling. Their wrestling is their job. You have a job. You don't want someone coming up to you that you work with or are connected with from work, following you and stalking you. It's the same thing. Tomato, potato.
Oh, I get irritated quick.
Imagine
some of them. I work at a car dealership in a service department. Some of them might want to hurt me. I may become fearful for my life. I'm not even playing. There's so much to get through. One of the biggest weekends of the year is coming up. It feels kind of like Christmas. It's the beginning of something new right around the corner. The Royal Rumble is this Saturday. And if you haven't been around, just so you know, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And make sure you're here Saturday night starting live at 6 p.m. because we are going to be doing a WWE Shop t-shirt giveaway. to one of our subscribers who's active in chat throughout the night. And if there's enough of you crazy kids hanging out in there, maybe we'll give away 2. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a good show either way. We had a great time at Saturday night's main event. Had a lot of fun there. We'll be live again this Saturday at 6 p.m. with that giveaway. But with that being said, we got a show to talk about. Let's start right at the bottom here. This is really intriguing to me. And when I saw it, I sat up out of my chair. 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag titles. Oh my God. Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. And you want to talk about a match that means something outside of the Royal Rumble itself? Wow. They got 2 of them right on the card for us. And let's start with the guest, Sarah. How do you feel about this one?
I am excited. It's definitely, Pat said this earlier, shades of black and gold era of NXT. Obviously, Motor City Machine Guns were not there, but you know that is the quality of match that we're going to get out of this. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that this is a match that is being highlighted on the Rumble, because the tag team championships and the tag team divisions kind of have been not prioritized over the past few months.
You can use the word terrible.
So the fact that they're giving them a match at one of the big 4 and they added a really cool stipulation to it, it makes it even better. So I'm just excited. Like I honestly don't really care what the result is. Like if I had to guess, I don't know if you guys are doing predictions, but I would pick DIY. But I'm just excited to watch it because it's going to be so good.
Yeah, we do predictions here. You don't mind that.
It's going to be a good match.
I think it's going to be DIY, and then we might see like Motor City win at Mania. But I think DIY is keeping it.
I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a great match. When you have those 2 teams going at it, it's obviously the black and gold feel. You're going to see a lot of false finishes. You're going to see some crazy ass spots. That's what you need in this type of Rumble. Because other than the WWE Championship match and there's nothing that you want to see before the Rumble matches. They're not doing a women's title match, whatever. So give us a match that this could start the show realistically. And this would get the fans hot, ready to go, and ready for the Rumble. And that's what you need, not only for the fans, but also to highlight the tag team division, who's been getting the shit, kicked out of them, not being highlighted for so long.
You know what I'm really disappointed with this match card so far? You introduce these mid-card women's titles, and you don't even have one of them defended on the show. Like,
fair enough.
Come on, guys. And I hate what they're doing with Lyra Valkyria on Raw. Like that, I
don't
hate
have
the way
talent.
they've been booking there.
They don't know what they're doing yet. They needed to add one to Raw because SmackDown got one, and Lyra is the perfect person to have it. The problem is she's so beloved in face. Like, who's hated enough to go after her?
I got a name for you.
You got a good flip-flop with Chelsea Green and Mia Yim. Like, perfect. That's a good yin to yang. You don't have that on Raw right now with Lyra Valkyria. The only person I can think of is PFC.
Would you say Yim to Yang, by the way? Just so we're clear.
I knew someone was gonna make the Mia Yim but like the pun was thought of, not said.
Thank God you didn't say her by that other name, because that other name is stupid and I will never refer to her as that. Name. I will never call her
that.
But they're coming really close to killing the Lyra's title a month into it.
Yeah, can I? There is one way they could save it, and then I'll go back to Royal Rumble because we're getting off topic. I wanted to mention this here. I think her and Becky Lynch would be perfect for Mania. I mean, you could maybe do Liv Morgan. You got to get Liv Morgan out of the way immediately. But have Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch face each other, maybe at Mania, or have a build-up of that happening. That would be perfect. And we'll get to my bold predictions later of the Royal Rumble. But going back to the tag team match, I just wish both tag team divisions were merged, because the tag divisions in each side suck. And I just want them merged into one brand. But if I had to choose a side here, I'm going DIY. I think it's too early for them to lose the belts. Have them hold those belts till Mania, and we'll see what happens from there. I mean, yeah, so that's what I'm going with.
Will, what do you got?
JC. That's funny. An Irish brawl for the women's IC.
No, what's that called? What's it called? Sheamus has been in like 5 of them.
The
Bangers?
Irish Donnybrook match.
Donnybrook, thank you. The Donnybrook match.
Would you say those are bangers after bangers or
There, dude,
burger
5
after burger
or
after
wing
burger.
after wing
after
wing.
wing after chicken wing Bob Backlund style? Huh?
Oh, I love it.
Will, what do you got?
I think DIY is going to retain Saturday. It's far too early for him to lose the belt. And I think the whole tag division should be one division. We had this whole transfer portal, but like I believe it was me and Nicholas were talking about the other day. Everybody's on every show anyway, so what was the point of it?
Why
Just
is
go
there
ahead and
brand
make it
split?
one division.
Why is there a brand split still? Can someone explain that to me? Like why? There's no need for a brand split. Hello? And this transfer portal, this transfer portal is a bunch of nonsense too. I mean, it really is. Like excluding the announcers, and maybe excluding maybe the Wyatt 6 moving over. Great, like that's going to do something. What wonderful. Like who else really of importance really changed? What you want me to be excited for?
A-Town down to Raw, beautiful.
Bailey and Priest also.
I'm excited to see Zelina on her own.
Beautiful.
I mean,
Bailey is on Raw.
Damian Priest you throw in. Bailey, I don't know. I mean,
Bailey to Raw, beautiful.
I mean, I thought she was going to go down to NXT because she was going to have a feud with Roxanne Perez. That's what I thought
what you can do on Raw.
But Roxanne will probably come up.
Yeah,
and
here's also Roxanne.
Will probably be in the Rumble.
Another thing I don't understand too is these rules are so unclear with this transfer portal. It's ridiculous. Like, wasn't NXT supposed to be involved in the transfer portal where people from the main roster could go either to NXT or NXT goes up? Like, was that a thing?
That there were rules.
Welcome to the world of professional wrestling.
Exactly.
I think they're just like, hey, you can go to different shows because cities want to see you, and we're gonna make more money. So go there, please.
That's
true.
true.
On TNA, dude. Anything is fucking possible in the world of wrestling right now.
Listen, I kind of hinted at it here. Oh no, wait. We still got the DIY. I got DIY.
We're going
Bernard.
so
What do you got?
I got DIY. It's too early. It's too early. I got DIY winning. But then let's not forget you got the Street Profits. So I got the Street Profits winning at Mania, and I could bet my bottom dollar on that.
What if my boys get involved in this match too? What if we see some pretty deadly?
Yes, boys.
That's all.
I love Pretty Deadly.
I'm
upset.
I miss NXT version of Pretty Deadly.
Guys, they're here.
That was awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They're right here.
That
Ellen
Strong
Sarah,
gimmick was brilliant.
Sarah, are you stalking Pretty Deadly at the moment right
now? I snuck them in my house actually.
They're right there.
In the cupboard, like the couple snacks they are.
Yes.
Snacks? What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
Urban Dictionary could be a website you might want to bookmark and just type
go
in
check
that
out.
I say that you don't understand. They're probably on there.
All right. How about this? After the pod, I'm gonna write everything down, and I'll go on to what's this place called again?
Urban
Dictionary.
It's a slang dictionary. Stack the beam.
Cool.
Transfer portal has no rules or regulations. Heard you. Absolutely not. You can do whatever you want. It's free reign, and DIY wins. Good shout at it.
JC just wrote.
Good shout at a Stack. Appreciate you. Chat. Oh, that PFP's fire with the Fiend mask. That's dope. I like that.
JC just said, breaking news, Pretty Deadly joined the pod.
We had more guests than you thought, chat. Pretty Deadly. They're here.
JC, clip that. Clip that right now, whatever you're doing right now. Clip that.
And next on the docket, switch it up a little bit. We mentioned it. We've gone back and forth into it. Next, the 30-woman over-the-top rope Royal Rumble match winner. A guaranteed title match for a world championship of their choice at WrestleMania 41. This has got some names that have already been announced: Bailey, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Lyra, Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, and Io Sky have already declared for the Royal Rumble. Good little list of names. I think this is going to be a fun one. This is one of those Rumbles that I don't really, I don't want to say I don't care who wins, but there's not a story that I'm like, I need to see somebody win. Like Bailey, I needed to see her win last year, and so on and so forth. And this feels like potentially a Charlotte victory. Unfortunately, I think the Dream Crusher will come right in and steal the Royal Rumble away from somebody that probably deserves it all, or needs it, I should say. Maybe I shouldn't say deserve, but needs it a whole lot more than Charlotte does. And baby, who knows? I like that call at a stack. I'm not going to lie. Guess first, Sarah, Women's Royal Rumble. What do you think?
So I have a good plan how to deal with Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't win. Girl does not need help to get a title.
She has the Charlotte in the Bank briefcase. I mean, she doesn't even need the
Charlotte. There's not a single title ever in wrestling that Charlotte doesn't like. She can sniff one from a mile away. She's a bear. She knows. Okay. So I think we know that the inevitable Mania match for her is Tiffany Stratton, right? So for me, instead of winning the Rumble, she has to earn her way through the Elimination Chamber. That way, all of us that are, I don't know, some of us that are Charlotte haters appreciate her, respect her, whatever, but girl doesn't need any help. At least we can say, all right, she beat 4 other women in the Elimination Chamber. She earned it, whatever. So I have a wild card for who I think is going to win the Rumble, and it's because I like the Mania output. I'm saying Jordynne Grace. She is like my underdog winner because I think she's going to debut. There's no reason to hold her off any longer. And she will challenge Rhea Ripley for the women's world title at WrestleMania. So
by the way, Jordynne Grace, absolutely on steroids, 1000%.
Oh, well,
that's a whole other topic.
She's not only is she on the gas, she's on the diesel gas.
Oh, geez, so I think that would be a fire Mania match because Rhea is kind of like in between things right now. She's not dealing with Liv Morgan anymore. She's not really dealing with anybody anymore. So who better to put her against than Jordynne Grace, who can kind of like match her with strength and power, and it's not dealing with Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, where you're like, girl's gonna fold this girl in half in 2 seconds. Like, let's see some equal opportunity here, and what a way for Jordynne Grace, who's obviously gonna come in and be pushed to the moon. Give her that Mania match.
100%. I like it. Patty, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I have my prediction, but I like Sarah's so much more. I think I said that on the show. On the show, I was like, "That's great," but I have a think. My thinking is Io Sky. It's just because of the uncertainty of who could win. It's not like it's as predictable as last year with Cody Rhodes winning or even Bailey winning last year. I think that was like the unanimous one. You don't have that this year. So it's really just a pick your poison. And the standoffs that we've seen in the past between Rhea and Io has the potential to be a Mania match. If it's not Jordynne Grace, then give me Io Rhea at Mania, and I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy champion. Right.
I like that. BG, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna keep it real. I think the Dream Crusher is coming to win the Royal Rumble, but I'm gonna say this. But then again, I change everything. I say the man Becky Lynch coming returns and she wins the Royal Rumble, and then that's when she faced Rhea Ripley in a rematch of last year's WrestleMania. Also too, keep in mind there's some NXT women's talent down in Indianapolis too. So hey, you might see Julia, NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vega, Roxanne Perez, Lola Vice, you might see them, but I'm going with Becky Lynch to win this Royal Rumble. The first out of the first horsewoman to become 2-time Royal Rumble winner and challenge Rhea Ripley in a rematch at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship. But I also like some other storylines in that Royal Rumble match. We might could see a Julia and Io interaction. We might see an Asuka and Io interaction. Stephanie Vega and Julia, because Stephanie Vega said that she wants to face Julia in WWE or NXT. But that I also looking forward to those types of stories. And also too, I'm saying it out there. AJ Lee comes and returns to the party as well. So I got that going on. But I got Becky Lynch overall winning the Royal Rumble.
Will.
Bernard, you come on, man. You just took the bold prediction I've been waiting the whole night for.
You've been like teasing this for the past like how many hours it's been, and you go Becky Lynch. How good?
Hey, look, you never know, man. Hey, you never know. Anything can happen.
I'm going to go way, way, way outside the box.
Okay.
I think AJ Lee does come back. Not only does she come back, she's going to be the last woman in the Rumble match. And I think you're going to see somehow they're going to set up Punk and AJ Lee to both have title matches at WrestleMania. I'm not sure which belt CM Punk will be going after, but I want to be shocked to see AJ Lee and Punk both get title matches at Mania, and somehow that'd be the favorite Paul Heyman owns.
Ooh,
Wow.
That's interesting. But here's
I
why
haven't heard that one. I haven't heard that one yet.
Here's why I don't know about AJ Lee, though, because she did have that neck injury, and I don't know what her contract status is with WOW, Women's of Wrestling, because she is working behind the scenes with them. I don't know if she's out of that yet, or if there's like a buyout, so that's why I'm kind of like iffy with her returning. But I don't hate that, if that's true. Don't hate it at all. As for my prediction, this will surprise you guys. I'm going Bianca Belair. I think she's been wasted this entire year in this awful women's tag division. By the way, burn the belts, burn the ashes again, and dump the ashes into the ground and into the lava. Get rid of the women's tag division. It's terrible. They wasted Bianca Belair last year with this entire thing. It's time to put her back in the Women's World Championship reign. I think she wins this Royal Rumble. And I want to see her versus Rhea Ripley. That's a match I wanted. It's been a while. Can't remember if they had one in NXT. I think they did, but I want to see them back in the ring again. It's time.
That could be a good option.
Enough. And by the way, I said this previously. I made this as my bold prediction entering the year. I think Jordan Grace is the one that attacked Jade Cargill. That's my prediction there.
Nah.
I still say it was Bianca.
I still think it's Jordan Grace.
Bianca too.
Yeah, it's Bianca.
And I think that's the reason she won't win the Rumbles, because Cargill.
Maybe. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the disrespect with Bianca stops here. Unfortunately, I really don't. If they can make something of this feud, fine. I'm all here for it. If they make, I'm so wary of Jade Cargill not rising to the occasion of a WrestleMania match against Bianca Belair the way she should. Because let's call it what it is. Her in-ring performance has not been
Jade
to
Cargill?
the level we all should thought it was going to be. And the reason her debut got delayed was to give her more time. And it's still kind of and now
honestly,
she's out injured.
She's gotten worse coming from AEW to WWE. And I love Jade Cargill. And I think she's gotten worse. She botches so much more in WWE than she does in AEW. She's got
more than Nia Jax.
Nia Jax is a joke. She injures people in the ring, and she just did it recently.
She
with
hurts
Rhea Ripley.
people.
She just injured Rhea Ripley too. She gave her a black eye, and I think I forgot.
Nia's the best heel in the women's division right now.
She's
you
terrible.
cannot tell me otherwise.
No, she's not. She is.
You are wrong.
There's
no good heels.
You're
awful.
So wrong.
Get her off my TV. Send her down to NXT to the Performance Center. She sucks. Get her out of my life.
No way, dude. Nia Jax.
Terrible.
Oh my god, I love her. On her mic.
She had a reign of terror, and they wasted 3 months of her reign trying to get Tiffany Stratton over, and they don't even have a final match. What? What do you mean they don't have a final match? Yes, you do. What's the whole point of building them up and having her cash in? You have
Maybe
to
they're
have a
waiting
final
on it.
match. And yet you're going to ignore it. And they're like, no, don't worry. Let's send her over.
Because do you care? Because do you care about Nia Jax versus Tiffany
If the
Stratton?
story was to put the title
Do I
on
care about
Tiffany
Nia
Stratton,
versus Rhea?
If the
No.
whole plan was to take the title off of her to give to Stratton, why not tie everything up with the final match? You just wasted time here.
Can we trade her
Go.
to TNA?
That would be great. That would be great.
I did not expect that Nia. I'm
Terrible.
bored.
Wow.
Is what
Listen, it gets real. It gets fun, and you can't always say it's real fun. But listen, we have a good time here.
We do have a good time.
Rant.
Listen, Patty, I love you, dude. I just had to get that out of my
Good
chest.
job.
She stinks. So.
Good job.
There,
Good bit.
well, oh, wait. There we go.
Next
there we go.
on the docket, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. This one's going to be interesting. A lot of names are floating around
Patty,
of a lot of potential
Patty,
winners.
I need you to read this right now on the screen.
Yes, dude. What are you talking about? That's what she does. How do you say? She's a heel who talks shit on the mic and just is like, I'm better than you.
And she injures people in the ring. Okay.
By sitting on them. Yes, that's an ultimate heel move. I don't have to kill you with like a KOD or a choke slam. I'm just gonna sit on you and you lose.
And I'll tear both of your ACLs again. You know, like how is that even
Becky Lynch a
possible?
star. She
How the
made
hell-
Becky Lynch a star.
Well, what happened originally was they were going to turn her as like a heel, and the fans.
Oh, I know
wanted
what's
her
going to happen
face.
originally.
I don't think it was Nia that 100% made the heel. I think it was
the
because
hand of God.
it's because they don't like
Nia's
Charlotte
blood.
Flair. I consider Charlotte Flair the reason why she got as over as she did, not Nia Jax, because Charlotte Flair was such a bad face.
Because
she was more of a heel.
Water. That's why. Boom.
Me when I'm Rhea Ripley. When I'm trying to feud with Bruce Pritchard on social media.
So then there's the men's Royal Rumble match. A lot of names being thrown around as potential winners. This, like Patty said earlier, it's not as cut and dry as it has been in other years. Cody was obviously winning last year. It felt like Bayley was more than likely going to win. Cody seemed like the favorite the year before that, and it's been one of those things back and forth. A lot of names people want to see. I'll go down the list. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Jay Uso, Penta, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, and Rey Mysterio. Round out the announced names who's entering the Royal Rumble. I think it's going to be a really fun Rumble. I think they're clearly going for like a star-studded as many big names as they can get Rumble just to have some fun with it. And I think there's going to be some fun returns as well. I've heard names. People think John Cena's going to win. Some people think CM Punk's going to win. Some people think Seth Rollins is going to win. Some people think Jey Uso's going to win.
Or as we like to call them, idiots.
Yeet. Listen, I have been at a live event and felt the yeet. It is absolutely unbelievable. There's nothing like it in all life. It is just absolute bliss. Yeet. Oh, Sarah's a no yeet.
He's
She's
also
a Jimmy
another.
Nah,
He's
no,
also.
No, I'm.
Listen, Jey Uso.
I'll go up and get my Yeet sweatshirt right now because I'm kind of cold.
Listen. Jey Uso, great gimmick. I'm sorry, he doesn't have what it takes to be a good singles wrestler. I'm sorry. He's I think he's more of a good tag team.
No, you're not being patient.
What are you talking about? I said it was a good gimmick.
Right now.
I was patient with the gimmick. I didn't even know what yeet was until he said the phrase. I had to go on to Bing and look up what the word yeet meant. Okay? I think I was patient that way. So I had to figure that out. But point is, great gimmick. But he's not a good singles wrestler. No offense to Jay. And I know Rikishi's probably listening to this, and he's probably going to super kick me now. And he's probably going to pull a nasty rip like he did on Kurt Angle with me now. So, Rikishi, I love you. Everything. Jey Uso, I love you too. But I'm just not a big fan of you as a singles wrestler. Sorry.
Yeah. Who you got, Shake Bake?
And I'll mute. And I'll mute now.
Who I got?
Yeah.
That guy right there.
Yes. Join
Yeah,
me.
me too.
John
Yes!
Cena is winning the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
But how can we tell if
No.
we can't
Yes.
see him? How can we tell if we can't
Yes.
see him?
I'm not telling you this again. This is a you problem.
Believe.
Get better prescription.
I do have a prescription glasses
I'm
upstairs.
I'm so happy that others are on my train that it's just inevitable that John Cena needs to win this Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I just please. It's the only time where let's just put him over and everyone's okay with it. Like
Yeah.
Super Cena to the moon. After this, yeah, he can lose. He can go on the trials and tribulations of the last year on tour. You need to have him win the Rumble because then it restores the feeling back.
Yeah.
I just hope he
Imagine
wins.
2 months of Cena post Rumble win promos. I mean, my God.
I just hope that they have him win it. I mean, because they've wasted a few WrestleManias on
he'll
him.
lose.
Excluding
Well,
last
that's
year.
he'll lose.
Excluding last year.
He's
I
gonna-
hated that Austin Theory. That was a waste of a WrestleMania match. Him and Austin Theory.
No, 39.
39, I think that was. Last year was good. I need him to win a WrestleMania for the last time. Because after this WrestleMania, that's it. He's not going on another WrestleMania. So he needs to win that. Royal Rumble, nah.
Sarah, what do you got?
I already know what she got.
Well, yeah. So I am a very big John Cena fan. So if that is what happened, I would not be upset because that is my man's. But I'm going with storyline and what I would want to see, even though I'm probably this guy's biggest hater, and that is CM Punk. I don't like CM Punk. I don't hide that I don't like CM Punk, but we're getting to that point where he's going to have to either main event WrestleMania because that's what he wants to do, and he's not going to retire until that happens, or he's going to be in a title match, or both. This feels like the year to do that. But the twist is, I do think that the Rumble match, the men's Rumble match, is going to be the main event. That's one. Reasons you'll find out for my predictions for the next match. But I really want to see this come down to Roman Reigns and CM Punk as the final two. I want Punk to invoke his favor from Paul Heyman, and that is to make sure that Roman does not win the Rumble match and that Punk does, so he can go face Cody. Because that moment between Cody and Punk on Raw, some people have talked about it. I think it was Bully Ray talked about it on Busted Open. It was you could hear a pin drop in that arena when that was happening because everybody was so tuned in to what those two were saying. And that's very hard to do when you have a guy like Cody Rhodes and a guy like CM Punk. But people were so bought into what was going to happen that I feel like you kind of need to take advantage of that this year. They're both super hot, obviously. Punk wants to have some sort of redemption for what happened last year. And that I think is something that people would be super interested in, plus the twist of Paul Heyman getting involved. So that's what I want to see.
I like it. Will, what do you got, man?
Now everyone who knows me knows if CM Punk has 1 million fans, I'm one. If he has 100,000, I'm one. If CM Punk only has one fan, that's me. I think he's going to win the Rumble. I think Paul Heyman's going to cost Roman Reigns what should be his win, which will set up a Roman versus Paul Heyman, some kind of storyline. I do think Cena has a chance. Now, I'm a huge Cena fan. I remember when he debuted, I want to say it was Monday Night Raw. It could have been Friday Night SmackDown.
SmackDown.
When he came down, when he came down and challenged Kurt Angle and The Undertaker shook his hand. That's still one of my top 10 moments in WWE history. So if he wins, I want to be upset, but I'm going with CM Punk.
Wonder what's crazy? Wonder what's crazy about that old John Cena match in 2004?
Oh, I wasn't going to say that. What?
Wonder what's crazy? He almost was about to get released.
Oh, yeah, unless Stephanie McMahon found out that he could rap.
Not only that, but Jim Barnett spoke. If you don't know who Jim Barnett is, he was like one of the people in the inner circle for Vince McMahon when he was taking over the territories. One of the
Mhm.
last things he contributed to WWE, because I think he died not too long afterwards, he went up to Vince and he said, "That John Cena kid, that's your next guy." And because of the loyalty and that with Stephanie McMahon, John Cena continued to go on.
I was gonna say, you know
Man.
what's crazy? In the year 2025, we're debating if John Cena or CM Punk is gonna win the Royal Rumble.
I
That's what's
know.
crazy to me.
I know.
Bernard, how do you
Mm.
feel, man?
Oh man, I kind of like Sarah's take on it, on that, but I'm gonna kind of go with a twist here. I well, I want to say I want to go with John Cena. I won't be upset either if he wins the Royal Rumble. I think is well deserved, but I would say it could be either CM Punk or either CM Punk or Roman Reigns could win, but to Sarah's point, I think what she said one time talk about how I think got something to do with either Paul Heyman helping CM Punk win. Nah,
Mhm.
nah. So this my bold prediction what's going to happen in that storyline. On that favor that CM Punk could have is have The Rock be influenced by Paul Heyman to screw Roman Reigns inside that match, and he could be like the 31st person in that match out of nowhere, and then that's what he cost Roman Reigns the match. Because let's keep in mind, I don't know how true it is or how slim of a chance it's going to be, but
This is
I'm
insane.
still thinking it's going to be a Roman Reigns versus Brock later on down the line. And I thought it was going to happen at the debut of Netflix, but that's my prediction. So if CM Punk wins, it'd be because of Paul Heyman influenced The Rock by screwing Roman Reigns out of Royal Rumble match and have CM Punk win. That's the only way that happens.
Not the only one who's thinking that. Stag the Beam was kind of thinking that The Rock is going to come out and kind of get over on Cena,
Yeah.
but
Wait,
yeah,
The
that's
Rock-
interesting.
The Rock's not working Mania, guys.
Yeah. I was about to say, if Rock doesn't show up in the show, yeah, he ain't working Mania.
I think he'll be at Mania. He's just not going to wrestle at Mania. I think they're going to hold off until next year. I feel like we've had every clue that he's not wrestling.
Yeah.
Like we would have already heard about him training again because he was
I
training
thought-
for like 3 months.
I thought this was going to be the year that Rock got inducted, but they gave it to Triple H as the main headliner. But going back to the Royal Rumble, yeah, Tony Khan, you better get off of social media because Punk's winning the Rumble.
Really?
Sarah took
Damn.
the words out of
Yeah.
my mouth, and the final two is going to be Roman and Punk. She said everything I wanted to say word for word. And I got to ask, have you been hacking my computer? Because I got my notes out right now, and I see it highlighted right now.
It's
So-
funny because I think when we did our Raw show on Tuesday, I was telling Pat, I was like, I want to tell you about what my prediction is, but I can't tell you. So I don't know, maybe we did some like mind ninja stuff or something.
Probably. I mean, now
Whoa.
I do think one thing I want to change. Paul Heyman does not go like betray Roman Reigns. I don't think he betrays Roman Reigns. I think he does this as a one favor and discusses it with Roman and that they have an agreement towards it. You know, this is the one favor. You helped me at Survivor Series. We'll let bygones be bygones. But you better win that title because I'm coming for you. That's what I think Roman is going to do. Because
Speaking of title,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bernard.
no, go ahead. That's it. Because speaking of title, we got that title match shape. I don't know if I jump in the gun, but
No,
I
Will,
say, what about that
the
ladder
bullet
match
is-
between Cody?
the bullet is still in the chamber. We got to have the shake it out a little and get his prediction. So leave the bullet in there.
Oh, I gave I said Cena.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
No,
think
I'm talking
Cena's
about Cody
winning.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Well, we can't see him
Okay.
win it, so we win.
Yeah, and then now we could go towards the ladder match, which I think is phenomenal. You want to talk about making Royal Rumble more than just the Royal Rumble match? You found the two best ways to do it, and part two of that is a ladder match, a unification of sorts. One title isn't actually a legit title. Kevin Owens just stole it and said he was the champion, which is phenomenal heel work. I'm a big fan of it. Kevin Owens, he's just keeping that title alive, which is great. I think this is an opening for a brand new championship to come into the company. That belt was a special belt for Roman because he unified, and that was seemingly part-time. And it seems like Cody is going to win the ladder match, and then maybe on Raw, or maybe on SmackDown, wherever he appears, there may be a new title, or maybe after Mania. Maybe after Mania, he'll actually get a new belt. But we'll see when he gets it. But I think Cody Rhodes is the clear-cut winner. Kevin Owens has had a great thing going. Here's my twist for it. I think Sami Zayn is going to haluva kick Kevin Owens, because he's been haluva kicking all his friends by accident lately. And then KO was like, I'll have your back in the Rumble if you have my back in the ladder match. And I think Kevin's going to try to help Sami, but I don't think Sami's going to win. I don't think it'll be Kevin's fault, but I think Sami doesn't win. And then Sami's going to come in and haluva kick Kevin and allow Cody to win. And that's what's going to happen there. And then Kevin's going to be like, oh, because I couldn't get you to win the Rumble, or because you couldn't do it yourself, you had to take it away from me. And then we get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, a singles match at WrestleMania.
Remember when years ago in 2016 when they said that they would fight for the last time ever? Yeah.
Voices in my head.
This would be the last time ever. Hey, Vince, well done with that booking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Too much money in there, man. There's too much money involved.
Well, yeah. Well, with the amount of money he pays to the divorce lawyers, I guarantee you their retirement is fully paid off.
All right. Listen, Sarah, what do you got on the ladder match?
Well, unfortunately, you kind of stole my idea. I thought that I was going to come in here with some brilliant, like, oh my God, I haven't heard that. But I do think no matter what happens, I think Cody is going to walk out as the winner, simply because I don't see them wanting him to walk into WrestleMania without the championship. It's like Cody Rhodes is, the face of the company. He's going to be champion. I do think that Sami's going to get involved, and I like your idea a little bit, but I wanted to see it more from Sami being selfish, because that's what they're saying. Like, oh, you need to think more for yourself. You need to stop doing things for friends. So he's going to come in there, and this is why I want the match before the Rumble match. Is like, I want this to happen first. I want Sami to try and help Kevin win, intentionally or unintentionally, costs him the match, but the effort was made because he wants that title match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. But inevitably, it ends up being Cody Rhodes wins.
I think they're going to start with one Rumble and end with one Rumble. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. It could be tag match, women's, then title, the men's title, and then Rumble.
They
I don't
could.
Know. I think
the men's title is probably main event.
Really?
I'll say that because it's the only match on the card on the website with a graphic. It's the only one. And like, it just seems like they're going to put Cody Rhodes in a main event spot. And we've seen time and time again where the Rumble is not the main event. So.
Which I hate. I think you have the Royal Rumble.
It's the name of the show.
Well, wasn't it the main event last year because Roman and Seth were out there watching the Rumble?
That was also what the story was. The story.
Yeah. Too. And I don't think either champion, like, shout out Gunther, he's also here. Just
you have him as Walter. You have him as the Walter figurine.
Yes.
So wow. I love it. We gotta get you back next week, man. That's awesome.
So they don't have a lot of stuff going on with them right now, so I guess they don't really have to watch it. That's why I was saying, like, or we've all kind of said, it's like you're going into this Rumble this year not really knowing who's going to win because there aren't so many storylines going on, or it's not as predictable, which is kind of nice. It feels like the Rumble this year is actually really going to dictate where they go from here, as opposed to going into the Rumble knowing what's going to happen, and it's like, okay, we already know what Mania is going to be. We don't know, which is pretty nice, actually.
It's cool. Yeah,
it's very nice.
Patty.
It's very. My heart tells me Kevin Owens because I love Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
More than any WWE superstar that is active right now.
Stop the cat.
But I gotta say Cody. It makes too much logistical sense. Going into Mania, they mentioned on television that he is entering the 300-day mark, and you don't make that type of comment unless you want him to make it even longer than 300 days. And it only makes sense for him to go into Las Vegas, it just would be nice to see Kevin Owens win at the Royal Rumble. Feels like you just can't get it there, but no, I'll be fine. I actually want to see this match not main event because I want to see Kevin Owens in the Royal Rumble. I want to see Kevin Owens be so
That was the other thing we said.
off
Yeah, Kevin will
that
lose and then put himself in the
he's
Rumble.
so pissed off
Yeah,
that he cannot win the WWE Championship. He cannot beat Cody Rhodes. So by that fact, like he just is going to do anything possible. And then even Sammy and him, that tension could turn over into the Rumble where Sammy eliminates KO by accident or on purpose, and KO
on purpose because he
vice versa,
made him lose
'cause
the
he
match to
screwed him
Cody.
up, yeah. So like there's a lot there where Kevin Owens just I no. There's a lot there that it makes sense for this match not to main event. And if it's the one time where Cody Rhodes is WWE champion is not going to close the show, it's acceptable here.
Because there's gonna be a lot going on in the Rumble. Yeah.
And like it's the Royal Rumble. You're trying to make this feel important again. The only
You
way
want
to
it
do
to be
that
two
is
nights. The Rumble should be the main event.
So if it's going to be 2 nights in both Rumbles, men's, women's, should conclude the show.
Yeah.
Well,
1,000%.
whoever wins the men's Rumble is going to challenge Cody. I feel like if they're going to come, because Cody has more pull, obviously, so it's like easier to be like, yeah, if I'm going to have a main event match, I want the WWE title. Gunther will probably figure out his opponent through the Elimination Chamber because they've been doing my man's dirty and not
He has
really
a date with Goldberg.
any
real
feuds. So
only Braun Breaker will be acceptable for a
Goldberg.
Goldberg match. That's the
I
only
hate Goldberg.
acceptable match.
So I saw a TikTok today. It was someone posted a trend of 3 songs I don't want to hear at the Royal Rumble. Goldberg was one of them.
I saw
that. The other one was Brock Lesnar. But the thing is,
I agree.
I agree that's fine. If I don't see them, fantastic. But I'm not kidding. I heard those songs and I was like, yeah, like let's see Goldberg. Like the songs themselves, like the point,
you have a death wish.
The songs themselves like make you like aren't they so cool or whatnot? But you're like, damn, not this time. Like
that's why I said to add them to your playlist.
Who's the other song?
It's a good song to add to the playlist. It's to add it to the road trip playlist, Sarah.
Who was the
We're
other
driving
song
through the desert?
Who was the other song? I'm wondering.
Oh, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Why? Well, that's never gonna happen with all the comments she made.
Song slaps though.
Great tune. Yeah, listen.
That's what made Shrek, by the way.
BG, what do you got on the ladder match?
Well, I got on a ladder match. I say Cody Rhodes. I think Sami Zayn's gonna get involved. He's gonna haluva kick Kevin Owens. And Cody Rhodes come out the victor. So I got Cody Rhodes winning.
I like it. Will, what do you got, man? Wrap us up here.
I actually think this match is going to open the show. You put 50,000 people in Lucas Oil Stadium. You have Cody Rhodes be the first person down the ramp. It's a good thing the roof is retractable because they might blow it off the stadium. I think my heart says Kevin Owens because I love Kevin Owens. This is some of his best work.
Kings.
But storyline says he has to lose to keep this inferiority complex going. So I think Cody's going to win. I think Kevin Owens is going to be eliminated in the Rumble in less than 2 minutes to also keep the storyline going.
I love it. I love
dude,
it.
This is why we give you the royalty banner, dude. You come up with these awesome ideas. You are my king, dude.
King Will. Always ready to serve royalty on everybody at any given time. Listen, Sarah, Patty, it's been an absolute blast.
I gotta say my prediction. I didn't give my prediction yet.
Well, okay. Well, then go.
Floor George.
Biggest mistake WWE made with this feud. Kevin Owens should have won the belt at Saturday Night Main Event at Nassau Coliseum. That was the biggest misbooking opportunity. They should have had him win there. I love Kevin Owens, but it's too late to put the belt on him. I think it's you got to have Cody win it. And by the way, since we didn't mention this in Saturday Night's Main Event, I love you, Jesse Ventura. You were awesome on the first one.
Oh,
you were terrible on the second Saturday Night Main Event. especially with that Sheamus match. Like, dude,
McAfee started getting annoyed, and Michael Cole was just laughing his ass off. It was great.
have you noticed? Have you noticed too? After that match, they like took the mic away from him, and they
Yeah, they're
forced
like,
him to the
you
front of the
need to
stage.
settle down. And the minute he got it back, he brought it up again. I was like, he won't let this kid go.
I mean,
Oh.
he pulled the mayor of Minneapolis, dude. He couldn't stop talking. You know, like, I love you, Jesse Ventura. If I ever see you, dude, like, I want your signature, but like, I'll
Back to
ask
the match.
respectfully. Okay, now Shake, you can say goodbye.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you hanging out. Stack the Bean, new chatter was super active. I appreciate you. I had some good takes that I had to show you on screen a few times. Sarah and Patty, it's been an absolute pleasure. One of our first few guests to really appear on the show that are new to the Stadium Rant family. So we really appreciate you coming on. Dishing some hot takes. Sarah brought extra guests. Pretty Deadly and Gunther stopped by. If you missed it, go watch it back.
I also got Vinci.
Got came out of catering just for you guys.
Yeah, he just finished. Yeah, he's good.
He just finished dinner.
This is where he's been. Actually, you know, he's not been on TV. He's been at my house.
Oh,
yeah,
that makes sense.
You made him into a voodoo doll. You made him into a voodoo doll.
Well, yeah. That's where
I like the closure we're getting. I really do. But listen, I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate these two for visiting. I appreciate my co-hosts as always, chatters. I love you guys. Make sure to check out StadiumRant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. Follow all of the boys on social media. Sarah and Patty, go ahead and plug your show.
Go for
it. So No Nights Off on YouTube. We go live Tuesdays, Thursdays before your show at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then it's really occasional for Saturdays just because of schedules, Sarah covering football, me being the champion of peeps that I am, and as Sarah says, Mr. Popular, and out and about in the greatest city on earth. So it really depends. And then if it's not Saturday, it's Sunday. So we have the SmackDown breakdown there, and we post videos almost every day on the YouTube channel, No Nights Off Show. Go check us out. And on Twitter, I'm at Patty Pitts. I have a new Twitter account. Shake, thank you for following me before this because you followed me on the old one. I have I have a thought that people think it's not me, that someone is like you hack or whatever. And it didn't help that I made my profile picture initially my Super Mega Baseball character. So if you saw that, if you were watching this and you saw that, that's me. That's why I changed it to me at a concert. So it's my real face. So please follow me and boost that follower rating up, please. That'd be great.
Sarah, plug your socials.
You can follow me on Twitter /X at smarshxo, and then just TikTok. It's No Nights Off Show for some clips, and then I participate in making some TikToks on there too. So yeah.
Gotcha.
PG, what do you got real quick?
No, I just want to say to the guys, how I got started on Stadium Rant is by Pat Pitts and these two. Really Pat Pitts. Sarah Marshall discovered me on TikTok, and she invited me to their show, and then that's when watching this show along, then that's when Pat asked me if I want to do if we're thinking about doing our own wrestling show. And I told him, yeah. And that's when he got me hooked up with Stadium Rant. That's when I got with you guys and JC Curtin and all. That's how we got this Ringside Rant going. So I want to say to you, Pat, Sarah, and to you, Pat Pitts, and to Shake Bake and all, thank you. If it wasn't for y'all two, none of this would be possible. Thank you, Shake Bake, Nicholas, King Will. Thank you, JC Kurt, Stadium Rant, Telelam. Thank you. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for those two, I probably wouldn't even be here today. That's fact, this wouldn't even really be a show if we all pushed for it. So I want to say thank you to you guys.
We wouldn't have the painting lore.
Oh my God!
I got this painting. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got a giveaway Saturday night at 6 p.m. Royal Rumble WWE shop T-shirt giveaway. I'm losing control of my show here, ladies and gentlemen. Help me on Saturday night, 6 p.m. live on the Stadium Rant channel. As always, if you're not down with that, we got just 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.
Oh.